We are extremely proud to bring you one of the most entertaining, enjoyable, and fun podcasts we've recorded yet with 2018 Olympia competitor and IFBB Pro Charles Griffin. We were extremely honored to have Charles join us as he shares everything along his journey, from being a young kid with a dream to the first Minnesotan to walk tall, wide, with pride across the Olympia Stage. We had an absolute blast with Charles and hope you find as much value in the conversation as we did. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. The Iron Huddle Podcast is also available on platforms such as iTunes, iHeart Radio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher Radio, and YouTube. Finally, this episode of the Iron Huddle Podcast is sponsored by Torque Strength and Conditioning. Torque Strength and Conditioning is a great place to work out and offers a variety of programs such as Torque CrossFit, Torque Barbell, Torque Fit, personal coaching, and youth and teen development. We hope you enjoy the podcast.
We're lucky enough to have Charles Griffin with us here today. He's a bodybuilder, and you made it to the Olympia this last year, right?
Yes, I did. My first Olympia trip this year.
Okay, so let's kind of go back to the very beginning. And I should have told you in the beginning, first time I was aware of you was at Duluth. I don't know if it was the Viking North or whatever. It was like 3 or 4 years ago. You did a guest speaking.
And that was 2016, I think it was. Yeah, it was before my pro debut. Yeah, 2016.
That was it. Okay, so I saw you go up there and you gave an amazing speech about your childhood, where you came from, and where you are now.
Yeah.
And whether or not you want to get into that is up to you later. But so that's where I kind of knew you. So that was 2016.
Yes.
When did you get into the bodybuilding? When did this?
I got into bodybuilding 2014. That's when I got into the bodybuilding. June 2014. My first show was the Minnesota State Championship.
Okay.
Yeah, and I won. I was a light heavyweight, and I won the overall there. And I was a light heavyweight, so that was my first show. That was my first time getting onto the bodybuilding scene.
Okay. And dumb question for you: what does light?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Light heavyweight means I can't weigh no more than 198 pounds and no less than like 178, I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so they have ranges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then transferring 4 years later, what's your weight competitive at now?
No, it's like now my stage weight is anywhere from 238 to 241.
Holy cow.
Yeah, 241. So that's where my stage weight is at. Yeah.
So then in the off seasons, are you one of those bodybuilders that you put a lot of weight for mass in the off season? You have a ton to lose in that 6-month prep, or how does that work for you?
I get up. I'm not one of those bodybuilders that want to just get big and just put unnecessary weight on, because then it's just unnecessary weight's got to come off.
Sure.
It's just gonna make your prep that much harder. So my highest weight I got up to last year was about 272 pounds, and I felt horrible at that weight.
Yeah. How tall are you?
Everything about 5'9".
Okay.
I like to put the change in there. 5'9".
Exactly. Yeah. I'm 6'1". That's what I was in football. You'd always put an inch on there.
No, you always add an inch and add 10 pounds for the roster. Always.
Have a bigger head for that. You know, bigger helmet.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Cleats on.
Yeah. So where did this all begin for you? Where did you have an interest in finding bodybuilding? Or where did you kind of get the itch for all this? Where did it all come from?
Everybody always told me not growing up, but like as I got older, like, oh, you should try to compete. You should try to do this. But it didn't please to me. I didn't want to get on the stage in no little bikini, little G-string thing. So I was like, no, I'm not about that life,
Yeah.
I just continue lifting my weights and doing this and doing that. And so what happened was my mom had passed 2012, and like basically I just fell off the deep end there, man. I did a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, that's how I got through the first year of her passing away, was with just drugs, alcohol. And I'm talking about a lot of drugs and a lot of alcohol. And
that was your coping at the time?
That was my coping at the time. That's how that was my blanket. That's what kept me comfort at the time.
Okay.
And, after a year about that, I was like, this is not how my mom raised me, you know what I mean? Like, I need to change my life, this and that. I was on like a few-day binger, not going to sleep because I was just partying and just, doing cocaine, doing stupid drugs and stuff, not really caring about life. And basically I said I need to change my life, and I looked at myself, I threw the drugs in the toilet, and I was like, let's go to LA Fitness. And I went to LA Fitness and just started working out, and I was like, I might as well try this bodybuilding thing, because it seems like bodybuilding, you gotta have some discipline and structure in your life in order to do that, and that's what I needed in my life at the time, was some discipline and structure. So I was like, let's try bodybuilding. And I started getting ready for my first show. February 2014, I started getting ready, and I did my first show June 2014, and it was like, up until that point, January, my mom passed October 2012, all the way up until June 2014. I'm talking about I was depressed, I was sad. When I'm around people, then yeah, I forget about it, I'm joking around, this and that, but as soon as I get by myself, it hits me again, you know what I mean? Yeah. And when I did my first show, I had like goosebumps that whole day. It was like, what the fuck's going on here? And it was just like, my mom was like telling me, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Enjoy life, have fun. And that day was when depression left, and shit, I fell in love with the sport of bodybuilding, man. And I won my overall, and I took it on from there, man. So that's what it was. So, I think my mom guided me towards bodybuilding because shit, I was on the road of destruction, man. I like to say I was on death row, you know what I mean? Yeah. And bodybuilding took me out of death row. That's what I like to call it.
That's an amazing story right there. I have so many questions to go back on that. So before that though, so obviously, we have different heroes growing up. We have different idols, different people I'll look up to. And a lot of times, it's outside the house. I mean, for us in Minnesota, it was Kirby Puckett. It was John Randall. Yeah. So for you, was your mom number one? Was she the one you looked up to? Was she the one that, besides just your mom passing, there's more to that? Obviously.
Yeah, my mom I'm like a huge mama's boy, you know what I mean? Okay. My mom raised us. She made sure we didn't want for anything. We had everything. At one point in time, she was a single mother, and they thought we were rich, They thought me and my brother was rich, but she did everything in her wheelhouse to make sure we didn't want for anything, to make sure we had everything we wanted. Yeah. And, I just, that's where I feel like I got that hard work bone in my body from my mom, because she was a grinder. She was a worker, you know what I mean? So, I looked up to her for that, and, it's like, my mom was the person I needed to lean on all the time, and shit, when she was gone, it was hard. So that's when I went to the drugs, you know what I mean?
It's funny when you talk about starting out at LA Fitness, and it's just a regular factory gym, but even myself, like when you go to college, you're not sure what you want to do, you have no direction, you're working some 9-to-5 job, you hate life, and you're trying to fit, not anywhere near where you were at, but it's funny, you kind of get yourself in the door, and slowly, day by day, you gain a little bit of confidence. Yeah. And that's what those gyms are great for, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
No, I think everyone has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you find that culture that you really, embed yourself in, then all of a sudden you can grow even more.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing about getting in there too. So many avenues you can go, but just to get, whether it's anytime or torque, strength conditioning, wherever you go to, just get your foot in the door. It goes a long ways.
Oh yeah.
Just the people you meet, the people you see. And like you said, the crew you're running around with or by yourself doing is going to lead you in one direction, but to kind of get off and go in the other direction, it goes way deeper in life than you could ever imagine sometimes.
So do you have training partners? Are you kind of a lone wolf? Or
right now,
you're good. I just want to be sure it's on.
Right now, I'm a lone wolf. I used to train. So, like I said, I was at LA Fitness for a while, and then I got sponsored by Allegiant Fitness Gym.
Oh yeah,
Gym. I used to work. The owner of the gyms, I used to work for their company, their collection company.
Okay.
And they knew my personality. They knew what type of character I was, so they wanted me to be sponsored by their gym and to bring a crowd into their gym. So I was sponsored by them, but then that gym didn't work out. I went back to LA Fitness, and I met a guy named Aaron Canner. And Aaron Canner was like, come train legs at Los Campeones Gym with me. I'm like, Los Campeones Gym, where's this at? And I walked in there, and I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah, dude.
There are other monsters around. I walked in there like, holy shit, I found the place. And I trained with Aaron for we trained together for the first year and a half. We trained together, getting ready for USA's, NPC USA's, July 2015. We were both training for that. So I trained with him for a while, and he stopped the bodybuilding, and I kept going, and now I became like a lone wolf. I trained by myself, but I just reached out to my buddy Aaron through text on my last leg day before because I just got hernia surgery.
Oh wow!
I just got hernia surgery October 17th, so this is 11 days post hernia surgery. So, but I reached out to him. I was like, what I want to do is I want to bring up my legs. So I reached out to him let's train legs again. So once I get back from this hernia surgery, November 28th, I'm able to just go balls to the wall and get back to it. And I was like, let's train legs again. So But I'm a lone wolf. I like to train by myself, put the headphones on, get into my zone, and because I can push myself. I love this, and I want to be great. So if I want to be great at what I do, I'm gonna push myself to the, to the brink. So yeah.
It seems to me that's definitely how it is. Some people can just do it themselves, which I like that, or they do need someone to push them.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And on leg day, I go hard, but you need somebody on that leg day. I'm human, and I can pull back a little bit on that leg day, but Aaron's a crazy fucker, and I think it'd be good for me to start training with him and to bring these legs up.
So he's a trainer for a lot of athletes in the bodybuilding, isn't he?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, he is. Yeah.
Then you had hernia surgery, right?
Yeah, hernia surgery.
You want a different chair? Is that one all right?
Oh no, I'm all good. I'm all good.
Because you have it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I just had a hernia surgery October 17th, so I had a double hernia surgery. So I had a umbilical cord hernia, then I had a ventral hernia in my midsection, up in my midsection of my stomach. I was born with the umbilical one, and this the one in the middle of my stomach. I don't know when it came there, but I look at pictures 2004, 6, 7. It's there. Oh, wow. So they've been there for a while, and and I've been procrastinating on getting them done. But this year, my umbilical hernia one just popped, like the hernia popped outside of my belly button, and I had to push it in. So I had to start wearing a belt. I had to start wearing a belt support just to keep it in when I'm working out.
Yeah.
And, my midsection was one of my knocks that I need to have more detail in my midsection. So why would I try to put more detail in my midsection when I got hernia? So I was like, let me set it down, even though it's hard as hell for me to set down for a little bit. Yeah. After my first Olympia, I'm just ready to get back to it. I had to make the decision to sit down a little bit and get the hernia surgery. So now I can work on my detail, because it makes no sense to work on my midsection if I got hernias there. So I just got them taken care of.
That's probably the smart thing to do, especially for longevity within the sport.
Yeah.
And aesthetically, that's kind of the one thing they knocked you off for.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I had one now, like my quarterback. But so how do you, going into this for your prep phase, your competition phase? How far out do you like to have a set number, certain weeks or months, or how do you let your trainer take care of that? How do you kind of prepare yourself
for prep? You're talking about how long
for a show? How about this? When you first started to where you did your most recent Olympia, has it changed every single time, or is it all kind of similar?
No, it changed, because at one point in time I was only with one coach, and that was Tim Johnson. Me and him we were together my whole career up until the last 2 shows of my career. Okay. I switched over to Matt Jansen, and we did my first show June Muscle Mayhem, and that's when I won my first pro show, and then we did Olympia together. So each prep is different. Each prep and I was with the same coach for Kansas and Olympia, but each prep was different. Stuff works different. But when it comes to prep, how long I like to give myself, I don't like to get so out of shape to where I need 16 weeks. Yeah. I like to keep it tight and keep a good body on to where I only need a 12-week prep. You know what I mean? To go on a 12-week prep. So
yeah, that's got to be. I always just hear of how grueling some of those preps can be for bodybuilders. I know a few figure models like women, and I know how brutal that has been. But can you kind of go through how that process is? I just like Matt. When I got with Matt Johnson, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I had some hard prep before, but I was lean, and he just kept pushing me. Like my last coach would have been, we had hit that, would have been like my last coach, if the glutes would have came in, everything come in. Okay, we're good right there. This motherfucker Matt was like, keep going. More. We're almost there. More. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm dying over here, but. It got me my first pro win, and then it got me on that Olympia stage. So, it's like his slogan is do the hard stuff, and he had me doing the hard stuff, you know what I mean? I was eating a lot of food, but when you start taking away those carbs and stuff like that, that's when it starts to get tough and everything. Yeah, when you start to take away those carbs, being low on carbs and everything like that. But, I love the grind. I love the grueliness, you know what I mean? Because when you feel awful, then you're doing something right. If you feel good during prep, it's like, you're not going to look your best. So, I like to feel awful. When I feel awful, I know I'm about to look good. You know what I mean? Yeah.
What, generally, are you starting out with 500 grams carbs in your first week down to very little when you get close, or are you always kind of lucky enough to be in the same area?
No, I eat a lot of carbs like at the beginning, but sometimes my body just gets stubborn, and he has to lower those carbs. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. And he has another athlete like Nathan Diasha, where he might be eating more carbs than me, but he doesn't do as big as refeeds as me. Okay. So I do a huge refeed, and my body just eats up the refeed, and it's all good. Yeah. So he'll have me go get like 3 Chick-fil-A sandwiches and 2 medium fries and 2 cookies, and my weight only goes up. My weight only goes up 0.6 pounds.
Holy shit!
You know, I eat all that food.
That's
so
what you're going through.
My body
awesome.
My body eats that up, and like he has other people that they might be eating more carbs throughout the whole prep, but they can't do big refeeds like me and stuff like that. So yeah.
So how many times on average are you one of those people that you're eating every 2-3 hours, or you kind of save your?
Yeah, I'm eating every 2 to 3 hours. Every 2 to 3 hours. That's what I got to get it at, because I got to get those 6 meals in. It's a little struggle bus right now for me, because I'm not working out and this and that. The appetite's not the greatest, so if I don't feel like eating, what I'm doing is I'm throwing a protein shake in, and I'm putting some Carbolin. Some Carbolin, drink the stuff. So last night I went out to have a steak dinner and sushi. Had another meal to eat, and I just didn't feel like it, but I took the protein shake in and drank some Carbolin and got it that way, you know what I mean? Because the appetite's just not there right now since I'm not training like
Is your digestive system okay with those protein shakes you're taking?
Oh yeah. I'm not taking like tons. I'm taking one protein shake, you know what I mean? So I'm just supplementing one meal, so I might not feel like eating that meal. I just supplement one protein shake. So I'm not doing 2 or 3 protein shakes. I'm just doing one protein shake and one carb drink. That's it.
And then how's your training evolved? Like when you first got into this, your first show to where you were preparing for the Olympia, are you training, 1 time a day, 2 times a day, or how is your mindset, your coach kind of planning it out for you?
Yeah, I just train 1 time a day. A lot of those people that train 2 times a day, I like to just get it in and get it done. Like I feel like if you're able to train 2 times a day, you didn't go hard enough that first workout.
Can't left something on the table.
Yeah, you gotta left something on the table. So even though you're going in there training a different muscle, when I go in there and train, I'm going in there to train hard. I don't care if I just train chest. I'm not gonna go back later on and train back because I'm tired still. So it just doesn't work for me. And some people it works for, and it just doesn't work for me. So I just train one time, and I had to fight with my coach Matt because he wants me to take 2 days off. Everybody always thinks 6 days, 7 days on is better, but your body doesn't grow in the gym. It grows when you're resting, you know what I mean? When you get that rest and that's that. So it made me take 2 days off. So now I take 2 days off and everything like that. But
And so one of the guys we always follow a lot just through social media is Stan Efferding. Yeah. His big thing is they always talk about now is sleep. So within your rest, and first of all, are you taking those rest days back to back, or are they kind of separate throughout the week?
No, like Wednesday and Saturday are my rest days.
Okay. Just taking notes on all these. And then, so are you pretty diligent on trying to get to bed by a certain time so you get those 8 hours of sleep? How does it work for you?
It goes me sleep, diet, and gym.
That's it.
That's the order it goes. Yep. So people don't know what sleep does for you. You know what I mean? So I got to get that sleep, and sleep is the most important thing you got to get. If you don't get the good sleep, if you're not getting good sleep, you're not going to be eating right. And if you don't eat right, what you do in the gym is not going to matter. So that's why everybody thinks the gym is the most important. No, your sleep and recovery is the most important. Then the diet, then the gym. So I'm real big on at least 7 hours, but I like to get my 8 hours of sleep. Yeah.
And have you had to adjust like a CPAP or anything special?
Yeah,
a pillow?
I got a CPAP now because me and my girlfriend have moved in together, and shit, we didn't sleep together for a long time because I snore. She had earplugs in her ears, this and that, and it's like we moved in together March 2017, and shit, we didn't sleep in the same bed until like August. Yeah. I stepped in the living room, this and that, and because I had real bad sleep apnea, so I got the test, and I had stopped breathing like 70 times in an hour.
Wow.
Holy shit.
And do you think that came out?
I was lean. And
you were lean, okay.
I just got done with the show. I just got done with the Chicago Pro when I did the sleep study. So I know when I'm off season, I'm a little heavier, it gets even worse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Scary to think about. Like,
I know. I look at me and you, and I'm like, we should probably get that shit done.
Sleep apnea, I used to be, before I got that, I'm like, what the hell? I'm just so damn tired. at the gym between clients. I'm laying down on the couch, falling asleep. But as soon as I got that CPAP, I'm like, oh shit. So I was really going. I was laying down for 8 hours, and I was probably only getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep. So when I did the sleep study test, I got into REM sleep for 15 minutes, and that was the 8th hour where I got into it.
Wow.
So I wasn't getting a lot of good sleep. So once I got that CPAP, I'm like, oh shit, this is how it feels. This is how it feels to get good sleep. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
With that, I don't know if it's Matt Jansen, your trainer, you said?
Yeah.
Like, and Stan always talks about getting your blood test, see if you're like deficient in vitamin D or calcium and all that. Do you do that as well to kind of figure out?
Yeah, I do all that.
Especially in Minnesota, we always have these dark winters and whatnot.
Yeah, I do all that. Matt is real big on health. Like shit, my Amazon bill. When he first gave me my thing, I'm like, what is this supplement? What is this? I was probably taking 2 supplements, a multivitamin and milk thistle. Yeah. That's all I was taking. Then when I got with him, he gave me like an encyclopedia of vitamins. And it's like I know it's real expensive, like this stuff is not going to make you Mr. Olympia, but once you get there, it'll keep you there. So if you can't get all, I said, no, I'm getting everything you put on this list because it's there for a reason. I'm not going, I know this is an expensive sport, so I'm going to put all I have into it so I could, reap the benefits. So I spend like $150 a month at least on just Amazon. I take like so many pills where I take fasted. When I wake up fasted, I take a set of vitamins. Then I eat my meal 1, then I take another set of vitamins. After meal 3, I take vitamins. Between 5 and 6, I take vitamins. So it's a lot of vitamins. And when I go into the doctor and everything, they see a big boy like me coming there, and they're like, oh, his blood pressure's gonna be out the roof for this and that. And my blood pressure is always low, always normal. Lower than my girls all the time. Like, it was like, wow. So I know all the stuff he has me taking is doing it because
it's making a difference.
It's making a difference, because I was up like 30 pounds from the show, and I went in, and this one I was like getting hard to breathe and shit because I'm putting all this weight back on, and they put my blood, and they're like, oh no, your stuff's normal. They looked at me like, what's going on here? Like, yeah, you're a black dude, you're prone to have high blood pressure, and then you're a big black dude, so you got low shit, so they're like, what's going on here? So all the stuff he has me taking, I see a lot of benefits from it.
Very cool, very cool. And then with that, with your sleep is number 1.
Yeah.
Your diet's number 2.
Yeah.
And then your training. I see in your Instagram videos a lot, in your Instagram page.
Yeah.
You train pretty heavy pretty often, don't you?
Yeah,
Or do you lean that out when you go into the shows? How does that progress?
No, I always go heavy. Go heavy, and it's like I go heavy with control. Like I'm not going heavy and just rah. Like some of the weights I'm lifting, I could go heavier than that, but why? You know what I mean? If I'm not going to be able to be in total control of it, but I'm all about total control, controlling the eccentric part of the movement and the concentric part of the movement. You see a lot of people just in the gym moving weights, they're not getting anything out of it. I'm feeling the weight, so I always like to go heavy, and even when we're going down to the show, getting close to the show, I just keep pushing heavy, but just being smart, being having the knowledge that, okay, I don't have no body fat, this much body fat, this and that. And I did kind of mess up because I got with Matt the first time, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, we gonna go hard. And I'm lean as shit, and I started doing RDLs with 495 pounds. And he told me every workout I should be trying to beat the next workout. Well, that time I should have been like, okay, 405, I'm good. But I was doing 495, and I went down for number 8, and I just popped, and I'm like, oh shit.
Your hamstring?
Yeah, my hamstring.
Okay, yeah.
I'm like, oh damn, it just popped. I'm like, there it goes. There goes my career. That's what I started doing. But then I walked around, I'm like, it's not that painful. I'm not in pain. This and that. So it was just like a stage one tear and everything like that. So I pulled the reins back a little bit. That's where I was like being dumb, and I usually don't do that. But it was just excitement with a new coach, and I was seeing what my body was doing, and but I like to go heavy. That's what it is. I like to go heavy.
So you're more of the concentric time under tension, building that slow strain.
Yes. And like I get 400, I get 405 on there, and I go for like 10 reps
for bench press.
Bench press. But if I want to really move it, I can get more than those 10 reps. But then I'm not going to be feeling it. Then it's just going to be. I'm just doing it for Instagram. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it for Instagram. I'm gonna just busting it out. But I'm still taking my time with it, controlling all the weight and everything like that, because that's how you stay injury free. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like you got to control the weight. So I could be like a Dexter Jackson in the game, you know what I mean? You got longevity in the game.
Yeah, he's been doing it forever.
Yeah, doing it for decades,
Isn't
man.
he up in his late 40s now?
No, he's like 49, 50.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, he's a vampire.
I think he's the one that Stan trains with. That's where he trained for a while. He took him in, and he kind of taught him the whole vertical diet, and that's where he took it from. But I was going to ask you next, who were, when you started getting it some more, who were some of the idols you looked at, the guys you looked at kind of wanting to follow, like
everybody.
Okay.
You know, because I wasn't I'm not going to lie, like I wasn't a real big bodybuilding enthusiast growing up. And I knew Arnold, I knew Ferrigno, I knew the big boys, but I wasn't really a bodybuilding enthusiast. So once I got into bodybuilding, I had to start Googling, I had to start YouTubing, I had to start getting my knowledge up, because I can't be a top bodybuilder and know what they're talking about, you know what I mean? But I just looked up to everybody, you know. Generation Iron came out, and I was just watching everything. So a lot of those people I was looking up to, you know, I competed on the stage with, and I beat them, you know what I mean? I'm beating them and stuff like that. So when they say your idols become your rivals, it's like, it really is true, because I'm looking up to these guys, and then here I am on Olympia Stage, I beat some of them, and some of these other shows I had, beat some of them. So, you know, I just really looked up to everybody, you know what I mean? Because I showed respect to all of them, because for them to look like that and get to that level and do that, they deserve that respect, you know what I mean? So,
Well, it shows too how you make that switch from the Bender days to believing in yourself, getting that confidence, to putting it to work, all the hard work, all the dedication. How can you not believe in yourself?
Yeah, you know, it's still like, I still have a little doubt in myself, man, at times. But now I'm starting to really get that more. Now they ain't messed up.
Yeah.
Because now I'm starting to get a little confidence behind them. You know what I mean? It's like, at first I'm like, golly, look at this dude. Oh man, look at this dude.
Sure.
And then I end up getting on stage and I end up beating him.
Yeah.
But that's just me being like humble and, you know, giving that respect to that dude, because he looks awesome. You know what I mean? So what's going on now I'm catching my wind. I'm starting to get this confidence behind me. I'm now seeing what I can do, and it's like, okay, they done messed up now. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you see that progression with any great athlete in any sport. Like you kind of come in as a rookie, so to speak. You start learning. And I always bring it back to tell some of my athletes, like your freshman year in college, if you played sports, you're kind of stupid. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You kind of learn the ropes. Sophomore year, all right, I'm playing maybe. Junior year, all right, you're kind of the big dog. And by the time you're a senior, you're the shit. You need to know what you need to lead, and I think that's a huge part of the sport is when you get up there, though, have that humbleness to, like you said, respect your competition.
I think you're truly being honest about having that self-doubt, because no matter if it's a business meeting, or if you're going to a powerlifting meet, or you're up to bat with bases loaded, no matter where you are in your career, you're going to doubt yourself a little bit. And if you did it, you're not right?
Exactly.
No, you don't. It just shows you care.
You're going in too much confidence. You're going in with too much cocky. You know, I talked to a couple guys, I'm not going to say names, but I'm like, man, you're not worried about, no, whatever happens here happens. I'm like, I can't have that attitude. Yeah, I'm worried about where I'm placing that. I'm worried about this because, shit, I put a lot of time in it.
Fuck yeah, you should know.
And it's like, yeah, I'm worried about this. And then they're like, no, I'm just worried. I'm not worried. I'm like, bullshit. You're just trying to be like that towards me.
You're just putting on the front.
Putting on the front because you put too much time and effort in this, not to worry, well, it's just a giant, I care, you know what I mean?
So then with that, how many, again, this is our negligence, not knowing, what happens at the show, but how many people are invited to the Olympics?
So we had 19 bodybuilders this year. So what it is the top 5 from the previous year automatically qualify. And then if you win a pro show, you automatically qualify. And then the deadline's like August 12th. And then the top 3 people with the most points qualify. So last year, I was number 4 on the list. I missed it by like 2 points, and I almost made it by points. And the guy that was ahead of me didn't even go to Olympia. He didn't want to go, so it's like, and they don't roll it off. So if he don't want to go, it doesn't go down to me.
Really?
But previous year before, there was a top 5. So I'm like, oh, I'm about to go to Olympia. But then they dropped it down to top 3, and I was number 4 on the list. So I was close to getting there last year. And I'm like, I'm not one of those guys like, oh, I got to win a show to do Olympia. Fuck that. I competed on those shows. I dieted for those shows, and I earned those points. So if I get into Olympia with points, I'm gonna go to Olympia with points. You know what I mean? So
maybe timing's everything. Where maybe the patience of virtue and you're mentally prepared.
Oh, for sure.
This year versus two years before.
Yeah, you learn something every time. You compete at that high level.
Yes, sir.
And where did you get your pro card at? Was it locally here in Chicago you're talking about?
No. So you get your pro cards with bodybuilding. You only get your pro. Well, when I was coming up bodybuilding, you get your pro cards at North Americans.
Okay.
And I did that. That was my first national show.
And how long did it take you to get that when you started competing?
I got my pro card 18 months.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I got my pro card 18 months. Like I said, I just went balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And then it was like another 18 months, and I got my first trip to Olympia.
Okay.
So I did North Americans my first show. I placed 7th, 8th, and then I went to Miami, and I was like, and another thing is, Minnesota's bodybuilding, whoa. Like it's not a good judge of talent when it comes to Minnesota bodybuilding, because not knocking Minnesota, because this is where I started my bodybuilding career. Like, I'm not from here, but when they ask me where you from on this, I say Minnesota. I'm repping Minnesota because this is where I started my bodybuilding career. This is where I changed my life at. So I'm not talking junk about Minnesota bodybuilding, but when you win an overall in bodybuilding in Minnesota and you're like, oh shit, I'm going to nationals, I'm about to get my pro card. You're gonna have a rude awakening. Yeah. I walked up on a dude after I won the Mr. Minnesota. I'm like, I'm Mr. Minnesota. I'm about to get my pro card. I walked up on this guy. I'm like, so what are you? You a heavyweight? He's like, no, I'm a middleweight. I'm like, shit. and I'm like, what the hell? And I was like telling my coach, like, all right, go order the pancakes. Go get the cake. Go get whatever, because we got some problems.
Give me the rocks.
Yeah, and I got 8th place there, which was still good for my first national show.
How many people were in it?
Probably like 30, 40 people.
That's awesome.
Then we went to Miami, and I had fucked up Miami. Like, I was eating stuff I wasn't supposed to eat, sneaking food what I wasn't supposed to sneak, and
I hear you.
I ended up getting...
we all been there.
We walked by, me and my coach walked by a Danish table. They had Danish.
Your coach was there?
Yeah, he was coaching there. I'm talking about out there. And we walked by the table, and I looked, and I grabbed one, and I threw it in my jacket pocket. And he was like, what was that? What was that? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't got nothing. And I'm just smashing the Danishes in my pocket. And I went in the room and I ate that shit. He ordered a pizza. Awesome. He ordered a pizza and a chocolate cake that night. And he's like, eat half the pizza and eat a piece of the chocolate cake. But he didn't know that I had, like, you take candy that you warm up with backstage. Oh, yeah. And I had went through the whole chocolate bags and everything already. I pulled something out of my pocket, like, oh, I was like, that's an old rapper. It was a Snickers wrapper. So he had me eat the pizza, and he said, eat half of it and eat a slice of the cake. I ended up eating the whole pizza and the whole cake, and I told him room service came and got it out of my room, because I can't have a half pizza and half cake in there, and I told him to take it out. Yeah. And then I placed like 13th place, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was it. That was it. And then that's when I came back to Minnesota. Okay. And then I met my guy Aaron a few months after, and I went to Los, and then that's when I was like, Aaron, like the dude Aaron, he like showed me what lifting was about. Like, I wasn't lifting. My genetics, those first couple, 2014 up until March 2015, my genetics were just getting me those places and getting me there. Okay. But when I got with Aaron, he was like, when I got there with Aaron, I'm like, what the hell? He put some weight on, like 405 for this. I'm like, 373 something. I'm like, I never did this many reps. And then I did it. And I like kept my composure. And then we put like 405 on, and I did that shit, more reps than him. I'm like, okay, shit, all right, we're going somewhere. Kept my composure. Man, I walked out of that gym, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, and so that's why I tell a lot of people, like Aaron Cantor, I owe a lot to him, because a lot of people are like, oh, he's hating. He's just trying to get you out of his light heavyweight class. He doesn't want to compete with you. No, Aaron just lit the fire underneath my ass and pushed me where I need to go, and shit, here I am right now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Man, you went from, like, I just kept picturing like the heavyweights they're hiding all the candy in your bunk bed.
That was me, man. That was me. I couldn't stop, man. I was like, yeah, that was real. I felt like once I was on the airplane coming back to Minnesota, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You put a cheese Danish in your pocket and you smashing it. Was it that serious? Like all that time I put into that cheese Danish wasn't that good because it was smashed up. But I'm still eating this shit. You know what I mean?
That's funny what bodybuilding does to you. You're so desperate for anything. But so Aaron, is it like obviously his desire? Is it all just mentality he has going into it,
He's a crazy
along with
fucker.
the knowledge?
That's all I'm gonna say. Like he's a crazy fucker. Like that's like my brother right there. Like you know he did 3 tours. He's a Marine.
Okay, wow.
He's like a gunner. Like he's been through some stuff. Like he's in one ear he's deaf. This and that. This like he doesn't show no pain. He bumps his head or does something. He just has a straight face. Like what the fuck, man? Like you could grimace or something. Like me, I pinch my finger between the waist. I'm about to cry. He does his shit. He just looks like, okay, let's get the set on. What the fuck? So that's how Aaron is. He's just a crazy. He's just a crazy dude, and he's crazy, but he does know the knowledge and stuff too. And you know, he just like basically just showed me the way to what like training hard was like. And
so besides just the physicality of just pushing the weights, the mentality maybe helped with too.
That mentality, hell yeah. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was like like I said, my genetics were getting me a lot of places. Yeah. At the beginning, and then when Aaron got with me, it was like my genetics with the hard work, I just like blew up. Like
that's when you grew.
I grew. So like I was like. My first year I was a light heavyweight, then I jumped up to a heavyweight division. So every year I put on like 15 pounds, and it was just like once I got with Aaron with my genetics and lifting hard, it was like, what the hell's going on here? So
so was it a lot of it too? Were you always going high reps, and was it just him giving you the confidence to put more weight on with high reps? Is that kind of
just
part of it too?
Intensity? Okay. Just intensity-wise, pushing myself and everything. Because I always knew I was strong. I always lifting some heavy weights, but I was lifting heavy weights with being a teddy bear. Now I was lifting some heavy ass weights, being a fucking GI Joe.
Crazy.
Just going crazy and stuff like that. So that's the difference.
Now, do you have a favorite body part to lift, or is it whatever's that day? What's kind of your thing?
I like to lift everything, but my weak spots starting out were legs and shoulders. Okay. So I had to train those quite a bit to bring those up. My favorite body part to train, I'm gonna have to probably say shoulders, then it goes legs, and like I said, I like training everything else, but I had just trained those so much, they were a weak spot. So, and I see them grow, so I just love the shoulder pump is the nastiest pump you can get. I like the leg quad pump, but when your shoulders is pumped, it's just like, what the hell? Like, I was backstage at the Olympia, they're like, all right, you about to go on? And man, I was doing a full shoulder workout back there. That's awesome. I'm getting them motherfuckers built up. Like, damn. I walked out like, damn, I did like 40 sets. You know what I mean?
Trust your house,
I forgot about everything else. I'm like, damn, I didn't do back, I didn't do arms, I just went ham on shoulders. That's all I did. So
I think it's funny because one of the reasons, like the first time I went to Lowe's after Augur was, I saw that machine here, the iron. Here I was using the shoulder press on the Viking press.
Yeah. Is that the thing in the basement? Is that the thing in the basement?
Yeah.
That thing's fucking awesome.
It's in the strongman room down there.
Oh man, the first time I used that, my shoulders hurt for 3 days. It's like, that thing's awesome. We gotta get one here.
Trying to match it and get close, but I was like, okay. But just the feel of it's so cool.
That is a vicious machine. I love that thing.
So you said you're aesthetically, you kind of had like genetics already, so you kind of came into it with a little bit of family.
My whole family, we're like genetic freaks, man.
It is,
my whole family. We just got some real good genetics in the whole family, A lot of people don't know now. A lot of people are finding out, so it's like I wasn't one of those guys that was running around telling everybody who my brother was, this and that, because I wanted everybody to know me for who I am. I wanted to make my own name in Minnesota, and I've done that now. So now, people starting to find out, like at Los, a lot of people didn't know who my brother was for a long time, and they just started finding out. So the reason why I'm in Minnesota is because my brother got drafted by the Minnesota Vikings. Okay. So my brother's Everson Griffen. So he's like, he's the top defense end, number 19 in the NFL, and then my whole family, and man, we were just My mom and brother got the shot put record. My mom had the shot put record since the 70s, and my brother got the shot put record. You know what I mean?
Where did they grow up at?
We grew up in Avondale, Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. What part of Arizona is that in?
It's like Phoenix.
Okay.
So like 10, 15 minutes west of Phoenix. So yeah, I was a knucklehead. You know what I mean? So I had the record for smoking the most blunts. Or something. That's what I had to record
that's
for.
not a bad thing.
You know what I mean? They got some real records. That shit's in the record books. You know what I mean? I got suspension and this type of stuff. Yeah, so that was my record book.
Man, Cheesy Charles. That's crazy. Yeah. Well, that's cool. Like your mom. I mean, that and being that athletic and back, that's great.
Yeah.
We've got a couple on here. Like Sarah was a great shot putter in college and whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, that just really. So at least.
So she could. My mom could have went to D1 college. She could have went anywhere she wanted, but she's like she didn't want to be one of them big beefy girls.
Yeah.
Them shot put girls is big.
Yeah.
I'm happy she didn't want to because like I didn't want to. Yeah. You know, I come out the womb, she just shot put me. So I'm happy. Thank you, man. Rest in peace. I love you, dog. I'm happy you didn't do that. So
That's hilarious.
So your mom like still wanted to discipline you? She'd probably pick you up by your shirt, like listen here.
That's awesome. She was a bad
That fear, But you probably had a lot of stress growing up too. Like, how am I going to live up to this? This is great, you know. And so, people like they think, where you grew up. Were you expected to be a great athlete back in the day?
Yeah, because I played a lot like Pop Warner football growing up. Pop Warner football, this and that. I was on the Hombres for 6 years, and we won state championships and went to a different state and won the state championships there. And then I went down to one team, the Ponies, because I didn't weigh enough, and I had to go down to the Ponies.
Oh, that's still with you today.
Man. You see how I've been, and we won the state championships with that team and everything. So, but back in the day, they were all about big running backs, big boys, and like I was small, that's why my nickname is Baby Charles. Like I was small my whole life, you know what I mean? And
are you the oldest of your siblings?
Yeah, I'm the oldest. Okay. I was the guy that rode bitch, you know what I mean? We're in the back seat, I sit in the middle, you know what I mean? Because I was that little dude, and
look at you now.
Basketball, football, I didn't want to lift weights, I didn't want to do none of that stuff, and they just discouraged me from playing football because I was little and I was better than other guys, but they didn't give me the shot. So I stopped playing basketball, I stopped playing football, and then I was a 3-year letterman on basketball. Oh wow. Yeah, 3-year letterman on basketball. But I was, I was supposed to be this big athletic guy, this and that, but like I said, man, I had the silver spoon in my mouth growing up, but I just wanted to be a knucklehead. I wanted to be a bad boy, I wanted to be a thug, I wanted to do stupid shit, and I really didn't need to do that, but everything's happens for a reason.
Exactly. That's where you are now. Finally recovered is huge. So you were running back then when you played growing up in school?
Yeah, I was running back, and that's what they wanted me to play, like defensive back in high school. I'm like,
that's
not
fun.
me.
You must play defense.
That's not me. I'm a running back, and I was better than all of them, but I was just smaller, so they didn't show me the love that I got. So it is what it is.
What did you play in basketball? Point guard?
Point guard, I was point guard. And I was dope at basketball. I was real good, but to be my height, I had to be spectacular. Like every shot I put up, I had to hit. Everything had to be spectacular. So I got a couple of Division II, Division III scholarships, but I had to pay some money out of my pocket, this and that. So I was like, you know what? I'm about to party. I'm about to do this. I'm about to do that. And that's what I did, man. My whole life, I just partied and had fun.
So was it the turning point when your mom passed, you moved up here, or when your brother got drafted?
My brother got drafted in 2010. My brother got drafted in 2010, and that's when I moved up here. Got away from Arizona because, man, if I was in Arizona right now, I would have been, I don't know where I would have been at.
Absolutely.
And I came out here and I did the same shit out here, you know what I mean? But not just to the extent I was doing it out there. And like, it's sad to say, like, if my mom was here, I'd probably still be doing partying and doing recreation drugs on the weekend, guaranteed, you know what I mean? So, after I got after I learned how to cope with and deal with my mom passing, I kind of feel like my mom gave her life to give me life. And I share my story with so many other people, and I get messages daily through my Instagram, email about how I shared my story with with BPI. We came out with a video about BPI, and I was like, I was like crying on the video. I just let it all out, And a guy from Florida went through the same stuff, and he saw my video, got back into lifting weights, and got a job. Came out here for a job. they just had a couple days out here. He hit me up and wanted to train with me. I trained him, and he wanted to pay me. I'm like, nah, man, you know, I reached you through my story. You're doing this. I'm going to just whoop your ass in the workout, and that's what it's going to be. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if she was here, I think I'd still be doing up to partying and bullshit. Yeah.
Well, it's amazing how life happens and takes something like that for you to find yourself and cope and go through that. But the fact that you did, and like kind of the iron brought you back to peace, is pretty, because you earned it. I mean, you haven't earned it by saying that to where you are now. It only keeps pushing you.
That's all.
So if you had any advice to give to any young guys going through what you were going through, just someone young kid or some old person right now that just trying to find a reason to get into this, or anybody has a little bit of aspiration from what they've seen on social media or in a magazine, or just don't think they could ever look like that or have anything to improve their body with, what would you say to them? What would you want to give the next generation or anyone listening?
Consistency. It's all about being consistent, man. You know, it's not no magic pill. It's not this, and, you know, a lot of people know because, he's taking this or he's taking that, I can look like that. No, you know, it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work to go into this, and you got to be consistent, and you're going to have to miss a lot of stuff. Like when I started bodybuilding, I missed a lot of parties, a lot of club and events with my friends that they was going to, but you know, I had to do that to get where I am. You know what I mean? It's like, do I want to be great or do I want to be okay? I want to be great, so you got to be consistent. You got to. Bodybuilding is one of those things you got to live it 24/7. Basketball, football, they got it in season and off season. But if we didn't do our shit in the off season, our prep season is gonna be horrible. Absolutely. So we got to be conscious of what we do 24/7. You know what I mean? So you know, it's just you got to be consistent and you know, willing to put the work in, man. You know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be like what I've done in a short period of time. It doesn't take most people that time. You know, it takes them a lot longer to get to where I am right now. It takes people longer than 4 years to do that. You know what I mean? So I don't want people to be like, oh, well, Charles did it in 4 years. I want to do it in 4 years. No, but I want those select few that have done it. You know, exceptions. So I just say stay with it. You know, be consistent and just keep grinding. You know what I mean? And like that's all. Being consistent and keep doing what you're doing is the best advice I can say.
Absolutely, that's a great thing for you to bring up because even though you were already given the great genetics and everything, you're still consistent even though you're taking 2 days off.
And you know the genetics. I know a lot of people that got good genetics and subpar work ethic, and then I got to know a person that doesn't have the best genetics but work his ass off. He's beating that person with the good genetics.
Seems to happen a lot, doesn't it?
Genetics could take you to a certain point, but then after that certain point, that like for instance, Flex Wheeler and Ronnie Coleman. Flex Wheeler had the most craziest genetics out of everybody, but he didn't like to work. They said he was lazy.
Okay.
And Ronnie Coleman didn't have Flex Lewis's genetics, Flex Wheeler's genetics, but he worked ethic.
Lightweight,
you know, work ethic, and that's where it's at. So it's all about work ethic, man. So you put genetics and work ethic together, and you got the style.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's awesome. So like some of the names you mentioned, or anyone that's kind of in the game right now where you're at, you're playing your career at the top of the level. Do you travel and lift with these guys? At their gyms, do they fly into you at Lowe's and lift with you, or you kind of just like that lone wolf by yourself?
I'm that lone wolf by myself. You know, I see a lot of guys doing that Instagram. They travel around doing this and doing that, and it's like, like I travel with, I work out with some of my athletes that my coach has. I went out there and trained with Nathan Diasha. You know, I was out there for a week, but you know, I'm doing my own thing, man. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's like, when it's season, I want to beat you, so I don't want to train with you. You know what I mean? I want to beat you, but if there is anybody that I don't really want to train with anybody. I just want to do my thing. You know what I mean? But like I would like to train with like the Dexter Jacksons and the people that's been doing it for a long time, and just to soak up some of them the knowledge that they got. I would love to do that. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to beat everybody, man. Absolutely. You know, that's what I'm trying to beat everybody.
Absolutely. So what's the aura like in the back of the Olympia or any bodybuilding kind of event of people that are getting into it or watching, like they're just, you guys all mean mugging each other? Are you just so prepared yourself, you're not worried about what other people are talking about or thinking about? What's it like?
It's like we made it.
Okay.
We made it. So now it's like why walk around there being all serious and mean mug? A couple of them do, and it's just like whatever, you know, like Dexter Jackson. I was walking around video live, Dexter Jackson, me and him joking around this and that. It's like everybody, we made it now. So now let's enjoy this shit. Let's take it in and let's like share some of those snacks that you got. I got this snack. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? All the hard work and all the serious stuff is done. You got a few of those people that walk in there like they're like, you know, Fonzie, you know, with the leather jacket and raw. Like, come on, man. We all here now. So it's like, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I think the toughest thing from the outside perspective watching bodybuilding is you can put all the time, the effort, all the nutrition, all the sleep. You can walk in there thinking, and your coach told you look like $1 million. But if these judges don't like it, you're screwed. How do you do with that mentally? And also, is it the same judges every at the Olympia, or how do they get those guys?
It's different judges. It's different judges, but yeah, that's one of the things with bodybuilding. You're not scoring a touchdown. You're not shooting a basket. It's a subjective. It's an opinionated sport. So you just got to put it in the hands of those judges. And I won a couple shows that I didn't win because of who the person was. This and that. You know, I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah.
You know. But that's just something you got to deal with, man. It sucks because you put a lot of time in, and you get that little time, and it's just boom. But you know, like it happened to me twice, and it was 2 big shows, and it was like, I could have played
the same people.
Same what judges?
The same judges, yeah.
No, no, I wasn't the same judges. You know what I mean? I went up against Victor Martinez, one of them.
Okay.
I really felt like I beat Victor, but
was it a name thing?
Victor's a legend in the sport. You know what I mean? And my coach came back and like, Charles, I don't know. I'm like, Tim, I'm not mad, man. I just placed second next to Victor Martinez. You know what I mean? That marked 3 years of me. That marked 3. I started bodybuilding in June 2014. Then June 2017, I went against Victor Martinez. It's like, who would have thought that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. And you deal with that, and it's just some name of the game. But, you know what I mean? Like, I always get placed close to where I'm supposed to be. I might be a spot off this and that, but I'm always landing in that top 5 or getting that win, man. So every show I've done, I've always placed top 5 except Olympia. That was I got 13th place, so that was like a kick in the stomach right there, because I wanted top 10, you know what I mean? But first Olympia, I know what it is, this and that. Next year, I'm going to get what I want.
So earlier you were saying kind of the measurements of what it takes to get invited back or get invited to the Olympia. Do you already have it locked in, or do you have to do so many events now to get invited?
No, I got to win another pro show. Okay. I got to win another pro show. So after I get back from hernia surgery, we're gonna see how quick I get back to it. I'm not losing. I'm keeping the food down. I'm probably only down like 10 pounds, which is expected right now.
Absolutely.
But what I want to do, I really want to take my time and really get a good off season going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot for a later shows like July and August, and that's when I'm gonna give myself. If I do a July show, I got that show and then one other show. If I just do the August show, I got that show. So it's like I gotta nail it.
Yeah.
Because there's no other options to get in to qualify. You know what I mean? So we just gotta nail it. And pretty much who's gonna be qualified in Olympia already, they're gonna be there. I'm not really worried about too many other people. If I nail it, I'm going, I should be victorious.
Absolutely. Now with that, is that one of the reasons, depending on the meets are obviously, but like, is it, common that people go meet to meet 3 in a row within a month of each other, or it's kind of just the way that the dates are set up?
No, like it's common for a person to do a couple shows and it's like weeks.
Yeah.
Like a week. A week. Like it's the New York Pro 1 week, and then you got the Cal Pro the next week.
Yeah.
And that's that. But once if you get your pro win then the next pro show is like a month and a half away, more than likely that person's not going to be doing that show because they're trying to get ready for the big dance. You know what I mean? They're trying to get ready for the big dance. But, if it's a week or 2 weeks after your show and you're in shape, why not go get that $10,000 to $12,000 check? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why not put that food on the table? So, that's what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's another good point. So do you work on top of this, or you just gain the money from the shows?
No, I'm a personal trainer.
Oh, you are?
I'm a personal trainer. I personal train at Lowe's. So I've been doing that since January 2016. I've been doing that. And like I coach some athletes, but I don't really advertise myself as a coach.
Yeah.
Like I got a close-knit group that I coach because like in order to be a coach and do this, you gotta really be put this time into this client, this and that and that. So I just know that where I'm at with my career and trying to be great, I can't be a great coach as well. But if I got a close-knit group that I can coach, I can do that with. And then when it comes to personal training and doing a regular person's diet, that's easy money. That's easy, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to, I could do that all day, but coaching a client, coaching a team of like 10 clients, and me prepping, that's not easy. You know what I mean? And you gotta be selfish. I gotta be selfish with my career, so that's why I keep it close knit. I coach like 5 people. That's all I want to do. But then I got a client list, a personal training list of like 15 to 20 clients that I personal train throughout the week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, it's a lot of time spent away from.
Oh yeah.
So the other part of this is posing. How much time do you put posing a day or when you're doing your prep, or is that kind of natural?
I do that all the time.
Okay.
Like, all the time. I got a hernia surgery right now, and I was in the mirror before I came here. I was putting lotion on, and I hit a front double bicep. So that just comes with, especially when you get 8 weeks out, 6 weeks out from a show, then you start to put a timer on. You go through a timer where you hold it for like 10 to 12 seconds, and you go through like 3 or 4 rounds of that. So
So how long is usually like when you're going on stage? You have like the morning where the show's actually the show, and then nighttime is just for how
short.
Is it?
That's short. Like we put a lot of time in at the Olympia. It took like Monday to Friday. It took like 18 years to get there. And then once we got to prejudging, it was like, okay, see you guys at finals. We're like, what happened? That was it? Well, what happened? So you get like 60 seconds, this and that. You probably get like 3 minutes on stage for prejudging.
And then, so the prejudging is done in the morning, and the actual, like, final judging is at night?
Yeah.
Okay, do you think it's already predetermined before the night show, or does the night show actually put some effort on?
It's either, it could go both ways.
Okay.
Like if it's a real top competitor, and he was a little off, and he comes back that night show and he's really on, he could pass that person. But the confirmation round, but pretty much they know who's going to win. So after that morning show, if you get first call out, you're in the middle, this and that, and you keep it together coming into the night show, you pretty much know you won. Like after my first pro win, I was in the middle the whole time, and I knew we was going to keep it tight. I knew I had won that show.
And then what is it, like 6 hours in between the show maybe? What do you do during the time? Just sleep and try not to get too restless?
Sleep and try not to get too restless. Sleep and not
Can you eat anything or not? I
mean, we eat a big meal. I get like a big burger and fry or a big steak or something like that and put that in my body and then take a nap. You know what I mean? Take a nap. Put some CBD oil in your system and take a good nap. You know what I mean?
I see that all over now. Is that just for muscle recovery?
Muscle recovery, inflammation, sleep, everything. You know what I mean? I work with the company Herb Strong, and
oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I work with the company Herb Strong, and when they gave it to me, I was like, all right, I'll try it. Free product, send me free product.
Sure.
Once your following goes crazy, I get so much free stuff sent to me, and I used it, and I'm like, what the hell? I woke up ready to do fasted cardio. Like I was excited to do fasted cardio. So when I did my first CBD oil, I'm like, oh shit, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning ready to do cardio. So I'm a believer in it. CBD oil is real good, inflammation, restful sleeps. They got cream and everything. So
I know I've heard Hani Rambat, is his name right?
Yeah.
He's in a podcast talking about how he would have not Jay Cutler, I forgot the guy's working with. But he'd have him, maybe it was Jay, but he'd have his guys do the fasted cardio. And some people say it doesn't make a difference, some say it does. But he was adamant that when he had his guys do it, they were getting leaner by the day. Does it work for you that way too? Just because you're...
it's a lot of studies that show either way. If it's better or it's not, it's cardio. But like I do it, you know what I mean? So I like the fasted cardio.
Out of consistency or just because it does work?
I think it does work.
Okay.
My personal opinion, I think it does work. I feel like I get more out of it when I do the fasted cardio and then when I do it later on. So, I like the fasted cardio.
And what's your cardio choice?
The bike or the Stairmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you doing the HIIT training or just
I don't like that
aerobic?
No,
okay. Well, it probably goes against building. You probably tear a muscle, couldn't you?
No. HIIT is not bad. HIIT is actually good. You know what I mean? That's basically like a track runner. A sprinter is HIIT. And they got big bottom half, and then the long distance runners, they got those twigs. But I don't like that HIIT. I just like the low intensity. I go hard, but I don't like to do that HIIT. I'm not going real hard for a minute. No. So I don't do that.
Okay. And then what do you normally like? You probably aren't great in shape, so you probably don't do a whole lot of cardio. So when you do, is it 20 minutes at the end, or what is it for you?
Nah, man, you know, you would think, but to get shredded to the bone in the conditioning, unless your ass is Dexter Jackson, somebody like that, you gotta do cardio. So I was doing like 40, 45 minutes fasted cardio, and then I was doing like 45 post-workout cardio. Yeah.
Like 2 hours a day, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna keep my beer belly.
So you start with like 10 minutes, build up to 45, you just go hardcore on 45 right away?
Nah, he like starts me out probably like 25 minutes, and then we start to ease it up as we get closer and closer, and that's what we need to get. And you know, one show I might not have to do as much cardio. It just every prep is always different. It's always different. Not one prep is the same.
And then what is your goal, or you know, with your trainer, your coach, as far as like, is there a certain level you try to get as far as your body fat percentage? I don't know, if like 5, or is there a goal for you?
We just go off what we look like.
Okay.
We go off the mirror, you know what I mean? Of course, we're stepping on the scale, making sure what the weight is, this and that, but it's basically what we go with the look. I don't go get my body fat tested, this and that, because I just go off what it looked like. That's what we go off of.
Okay, interesting. So then, you know, you're very consistent, you're very loyal to what you're doing, it's your whole life. Is there anything you do to just get away from this for 5 minutes a day? Do you go see a movie? Do you like anything that we have beside the Danishes you can't have? Is there anything you do?
You know, like I've done so much in my life, man. I've done so much in my life, so much partying, so much this and so much of that, to where now it's like, people are like, oh, don't miss out on life, you got other stuff. No, like, I did all that other stuff. This is what I love to do. Like, when I say, like I tell people, I am bodybuilding, I love this. This is what I do, because like I said, it gave me a second chance at life, you know what I mean? So when I'm not at the gym doing this, I'm just at the crib watching Netflix and Hulu. Man. That's all I do, you know what I mean?
What do you watch on Netflix and Hulu?
Everything. I'm a big ID channel guy. I watch a lot of ID channel. I watch a lot of that, and I'm getting kind of angry because I watch it so much, and now I'm seeing so many reruns of it. You know what I mean? So I gotta start watching, so I shut it down a little bit. But I watch a lot. I watch a little bit of everything, man. I'm a big movie watcher. Big Hulu. My show right now I'm all into is The Voice, man. You know, me and my mom used to watch The Voice and American Idol like that. So I'm not too big on American Idol no more, but The Voice, I'm like,
that's been on forever.
This is the 15th season.
The weird thing
I'm not a nerd enough. I think 15 seasons. That's what I think.
The weird thing about that show is, though, can you name a winner from a past season?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, you probably can't.
No, I can't. No, hell no. I don't know who won it last year.
Exactly.
That's what you see with a lot of athletes, though. Like they, you know, especially someone who deals with people all day because you coach, then you train your ass off. I'm that way. Or else when I get home, I'm like, oh, the tube. I know you're like that too.
I watch Roll the Dance, you know. I watch it all, man. I don't care, you know what I mean?
You definitely gotta do something just to kind of decompress.
Life a little bit. Well, it's hard, you know. Movie theaters way they are now too. Like, they're so comfy. Sometimes you go watch a movie and light just to fall asleep.
They got those big red chairs now, man. You can recline back in there.
Those are awesome.
And now they bring the food to your get up,
man. Come on, man. You know what I mean?
It's right in.
Hell yeah.
So who are your sponsors again? You mentioned one earlier. Who are
I'm sponsored by I'm sponsored by BPI.
Okay.
So I just got the BPI sponsorship July of this year. So July, August, September. So July, August, I got that sponsorship, so that was my new sponsorship, supplement sponsorship. So, you know, that's like something like a bodybuilder always working for, to put his work in and to be a good, I always want to put positive stuff out on Instagram, and I always want to be that guy. And, you know, bodybuilding is an expensive sport, so for me, our goal is always to get a sponsorship that's going to, you know, you get paid to bodybuild. So it's like now I'm getting paid to bodybuild and to push this company supplements. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, okay, if a company reached out to me and they were going to pay me and I didn't like their supplements, I would still take it, you know what I mean? But the good thing with BPI, man, like I truly use all their products. Like I don't buy any other products, you know what I mean? So what they say is in their product, it's in there. They got the quality verified stamp and everything. So that's a plus sign. Like I like their stuff, you know what I mean? And you know, so far it's been so good with them. And I don't want to be one of those guys where I get this sponsorship. I want to try to grow with BPI and stay with them. So and then I'm sponsored by my suit, Quarter Turn to the Right. She's a Minnesota-based company. She makes all my banana hammocks for me. She makes all that for me. Quarter Turn to the Right.
Okay.
Quarter Turn to the Right. Yeah, her name is Ann, so she makes all my stuff. And then also I work with Herb Strong.
Okay.
That's my CBD oil company. And then I got a couple other things in the mix right now that I'm waiting to get going. So
Maybe torque straight conditioning.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hat.
Do you think it'll come to the time too, like basketball's a little bit now, but like where those singlets are you guys are wearing, that they're gonna have like advertising on there. You know what I mean? Like, we're just gonna get
There's not enough space.
Some people have more space.
Yeah, like how UFC and all these people. Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Yeah, it ain't too much room. It's not enough room on there though.
It could be in front.
A little fine print,
Yeah, you gotta look real close. Yeah.
They do like a zoom in angle, just like, okay, he is sponsored by.
Unless you have a great tattoo. Cover that up. Yeah. And how was the tanning go? I mean, is tanning, does that take forever? Do you have somebody you have to pay to do that for you?
Yeah, we pay somebody. Like right now, I got a Pro Tan shirt on right now.
Oh, there it is.
I got a Pro Tan shirt on right now. They take care of us. I do like people like you're black.
What? I didn't know.
I didn't know my birth certificate said that. They're like, why do you got to get a tan? Because those lights and all that, it drowns you out. So I get 3 coats of tan. So for instance, when I turned pro, they were like, how many tans do you want? I was like 2 or 3. I was like, oh no, I just think I need 2. She was like, well, Dexter Jackson gets 3. Well, give me the Dexter Jackson special. And if you want to do 4, give me 4. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, tanning. We tan the night before, and then the morning of, we get tanned up again. So yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then just trying to hit all things bodybuilding here because it's so foreign to us. So some of these questions are probably just like
it's all good. No, it's all good.
So as far as much as you beat your muscles up, as much as you beat yourself up, do you go get chiropractic massages done? Do you do all like the what's it called now?
Cryotherapy.
I do the chiro. I got a massage therapist. Shinta Massage. Her name is Danielle, and then I also go to Lynn Lake Chiropractor, and that's when Sarah got me hooked up with them at Lynn Lake Chiropractor, and I go to Therapy of Champions. That's the chirotherapy where I go. So I do a lot of recovery stuff with my body. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. You guys, any other questions at all? Anything?
No, I think we hit a lot of it, but I think the huge thing is, a way to kind of all-encompassing is, where do you see your, career going? Like how old are you?
36.
Okay, so like how everyone wants to go a long time, but where do you?
I think I got a good competitive 8 years in me, to where I could be battling for the top for 8 years. You know what I mean? So like Sean Roden just won it this year at 43 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he got me. That's 37, 38, 39, 41. He got me like 7 years right there. 6 years right there. So, and a lot of these guys been doing it for. Phil, he just turned 16 years. They've been doing it for 16. I'm the same age, like not the same age or a couple years older than me, but I'm around the same age as them. But they've been doing it for so long, and look how, and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
I've only been doing this 4.5 years. I haven't been on all the supplements that they've been on for 16 years. I've only been 4.5 years. I haven't beat up my body like they have. So I keep training smart like I train, and I got a good competitive 8 years or more. You know what I mean?
You sometimes think that's even in sport athletes that are different bodybuilding, like football or baseball, or guys come out, or even like powerlifting or Olympic lifting. When you start later in life, it's almost an advantage because you've let your joints and your muscles grow. It's hard for me because I started really young, and I loved it ever since then. But to see guys come on late and they're so successful with it, I was like, man, did I start too soon?
I think we kind of do. I think we push sports in general too.
Yeah.
Well, just specialization.
Yeah, exactly. We can talk about that all day, but hey, you're playing nothing but football. Like I have hockey athletes they practice like 6 days a week. I'm like, you're fucking 14. Like, go be a kid. I think there's definitely something to that. Like his body was ready for it. Especially with the good genetics.
Fresh, you know what I mean? So like I said, they've been doing it 17 years, and I've been doing it. They've been doing it 3 times as much as I've been doing it. So that just shows my body's still fresh.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
I feel good. My body feels good, this and that. It didn't feel good when I was 272 pounds because I wasn't doing my recovery stuff. I wasn't doing all that. I'm like, I got knee problems. Like, I'm not going to be able to bodybuild for a long time. And then once I dropped like 20 pounds off, I'm like, what the fuck? Now I don't use knee sleeves. I don't do nothing no more. I used to always have to have knee sleeves on and wraps on. And then once I got to 272 and I dropped down to 250, my knees were great. And now I stay up on top of my recovery, on my rolling out my IT band, staying on all this. Now I don't use no knee wraps, no knee sleeves, and I'm going as heavy as I can.
That's helped you that much?
That's helped me that much, you know what I mean? But at one point in time, I could not do legs without my strong sleeves on. But now, I don't even know where they at. I lost them.
That's awesome. So, I think a lot of times we depend too much on that too.
Yeah.
I mean, let's look at sponsorship and show on Instagram. If you can get to that point, that's huge.
Yeah. So I see a lot of the guys, they wrapping up their knees, doing this, doing that. It's like, I don't got to do that, you know what I mean? So,
Crazy. And then, have you gotten to the point, you talk about thinking ahead, like, would you want to maybe, because you are building so much muscle, doing your time under tension with all your lifts, have you thought about powerlifting in the future just for one meet to see what you could do?
Nah, because the risk versus reward ain't there for me. Like, I lift heavy, but then when I get into that powerlifting, I'm going to be able to do like 500 plus, 600, try to do that crazy
like
weight.
Larry Wheels, right?
Like Larry Wheels. Yeah. So like, I know I could do all that weight, but the risk versus reward is not there for me, you know what I mean? So I have my days of doing like 650, 675 for reps of 8 to 10 squats and stuff like that.
So they're probably half squats.
You could just go in and hit like 80% and do good.
I was a natural 187 pounds and I benched like 430 pounds.
Holy smokes.
So like they always growing up, they wanted me to wrestle because I was strong for my weight, but I didn't want to wrestle. I didn't want to do that, but I've always been real strong. Like, I've always been real strong.
So, beside all the stuff you got into outside, when you were growing up, did you have a bunch of scuffles with, like, neighbors or brothers?
All the time, man. I was always a little dude.
Yeah, strong.
I always a little dude, so I always had that little dude mentality. Once they start talking junk, I just swing.
Yeah, the little guys are always the mean motherfuckers.
My dad said, hey son, you giving up some height, you giving up some size. So as soon as they start talking, you just hit them, man.
Yeah.
I still got the little man mentality, man. But now I don't, I'm a big teddy bear now, man. I used to be a knucklehead fighting downtown Minneapolis, doing all that nonsense.
Oh, really? We're in Minneapolis still? That's right.
Yeah, when I was turning up, man, I was doing stupid stuff. But now I go out to the club, for instance, and they're like, oh man, you too big now. We don't want no problem. I'm like, man, I'm not.
I just want to sit in the corner.
Yeah, I'm not that same dude no more, man. I'm not that same dude no more.
It really goes a long way, though. It's funny when the time it can happen, what it's like. And how can people, if they want to follow you or reach out to you, how do they follow you?
Charles Griffin _ IFBB Pro. We got Charles Griffin on Facebook. www.charlesgriffin.com is my website. That's it, you can find me on Instagram. I'm real big on my Instagram. I stay posting a lot of stuff, day-to-day stuff, just driving in my car, showing you guys how good I sing and everything like that, you know what I mean? Doing all that. Like, I just keep it real, my man, I just keep it real all the time, man, and just have fun doing what I'm doing, you know what I mean?
And people, if they see you at the gym or something, are you pretty open? They come in and say hi, or you just wait till you're done?
That's what they're crazy. Oh, like, if I'm working out, wait till I wait. Yeah. If I'm working out, they can come up and say what's up to me, this and that, but they pretty much, everybody leaves me alone at the gym when I'm working out, but when I'm not working out, they come up and talk to me, and they're like, oh my God, he's just a normal person. He just did it like, man, I'm not going to be that person because I made it to Olympia or nobody in Minnesota's ever done that. I'm always going to be the same goofy guy running around Lowe's talking shit, this and that. So when they figure out that I'm just that, like, just one of the guys, and I happen to be on the Olympia stage, they're like, damn, it's that much, I could touch him and he's cool and this and that. I'm not walking around like my shit don't stink up.
Absolutely.
My shit stink like everybody else shit stink, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, that's one good thing when they come and they find out who they are. They're like, one guy has this big old country fed, little 22-year-old white kid just walked up in there from Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, I came here for an interview, Minnesota, and then there's traffic. And he's like, you know what? Let me drive into Los Campeones and see if I can run into Charles. And he comes to the desk, and I'm sitting at the desk, and he's like, I hear him like, oh my God. That's Charles Griffin right there. And then Randy, one in front, he's like, just cool, just chill out, he's cool, he doesn't care. I don't know what I should do. And he's just like this and that. And he came up and started talking to me. He's like, man. And I gave him a shirt, this and that. He's like, oh, my buddy's not going to believe this. I got a date tonight. I said, well, you're getting lucky tonight. You're going to get lucky at that date tonight. But, you know, just that type of stuff. They come. Yeah. A lot of people come to Lowe's because they know that I train there. Okay. And they just come and they find out I'm just a regular dude, man. It is what it is, you know. So, and the owner at Lowe's, Ben Laurie, man, he's a young guy, and he gives everything that we want in the gym, you know what I mean? Really? There was only 2 rooms in there when I first started there. And then Lowe's has grown, you know what I mean? It's a big bodybuilding gym, and the more I post there, the more this and that. Now we got like 7 rooms in there, man. You know what I mean? All over the place. It's all over the place. So,
that place is awesome.
Yeah, they got obviously bodybuilding, you got strongman. Yeah. They got that carpet down below the field turf.
They got Olympic lifters in the basement now.
What's that?
They got like Olympic lifting in the basement.
We got a lot of Olympic lifters. We got strongman. We got bodybuilders. It's like a one-stop shop. And what the cool thing about it is, it's like normal people come there and they get like discouraged.
Oh, sure.
Like they get scared. It's intimidating. Yeah. And then, for instance, there was a trainer there. Her name's Josie, and she had this lady that didn't want to come in there, and she had her baby with her. And then I got done training. I walked up and I just started talking to the baby and held the baby, and the baby started laughing. She's like, oh my God, let me take a picture of this. Let me take a picture of this. And like now she just comes there and just like not intimidated, not this, because the biggest deep, I call my voice a deep sexy. The biggest black dude with the deep sexy voice comes and grabs his little white baby and just holds it and just start messing with it. Yeah, and then she's like, oh my God, you know. That's one thing they see on my Instagram, this and that, like how the kids, you know, I love like I'm the biggest guy around, but all the kids, they just love me. They just attract to me, you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like they bring their kids in there, and they just automatically come to. I'm sick and tired of crap, this and that. And she comes, Charlie, the massage lady's daughter comes up to me, and I just light up. You know what I mean? I just love the kids, man. That's what I do. I love the kids, man.
It's actually really cool. You think about like a lot of these Instagram pages and a lot of whatever it's it's powerlifting or bodybuilding. Yeah. It's all about the weights they're doing, the heaviest, all successes. Nobody shows the soft heartedness or failing at lifts.
Man, I show it all. I don't really fail at any lifts though. You know what I mean? But I show it all, man. Like you go on my page and I'm with my girl's family, and it's like it's like King Kong, and it's got 5 little white babies right there. And I gotta stick out. Yeah, I'm sticking out. I'm holding them, this and that, and I just put that in everybody like. That's a great shot. Like, you know, I just just keeping it real, man. It's like, you know, I'm not trying to act like I'm rich, or I'm not trying to act like I'm famous. I'm not trying to act like this tough guy. This is me, you know what I mean? This is who I am.
Okay, so besides your girlfriend, your awesome family, and Los, what's the best thing about Minnesota that you've kind of found from moving up to Arizona? Man, because those are probably the 2 best things you got going right now. But what else?
Man, just like when they say Minnesota nice, it is a such thing, you know what I mean? Like I got the whole city, I got the whole state of Minnesota and North Dakota, Fargo behind me, you know what I mean? They all show me love, man. It's just the environment up here is good, you know what I mean? I hate this cold ass weather, and I was like, the first year I'm like, I'm not gonna be here that much longer. And here it is, 8 years later, I'm still here. But it's just a good place to grow, to raise your kids up at and everything like that. I love.
You got any kids right now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
It makes it tough too. You survive the winters.
You're tough as nails, man.
Yeah.
We just gotta get a real beard on you. Well, thanks for coming by, man. That was awesome. You guys got anything else?
No. We hit everything.
Questions I had.
Hey, thanks for being an open book.
Oh yeah.
That was awesome. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
We'll have to redo that opening because I fucked that up. I started thinking about all these different names I was gonna ask them all. I was like, shit, let's start this over. So we'll have to edit that out.
That's fine.
Yeah. Shit. Well, if you're still injured, we'll have to go out there and we'll buy a steak dinner if you train us. Do a bodybuilding day.
How long until you can start training again? You say November what?
So I can start training. So I got my surgery. So this Wednesday will be 2 weeks post surgery.
Wow.
So then 2 weeks, I can start doing light stuff. Light stuff, and 4 weeks after surgery, and then 6 weeks is when I could go in there and just go as hard as I can.
Okay.
You know, that it allowed me, because it'll be all the way healed in 6 weeks. So
That's the thing about that surgery. Did
you ever hernia surgery?
It's so common. I had a hernia. Mine was here though. I was like fucking 9.
that's the painful one. And
This is
the
it's really painful.
The eagle, those are the painful ones.
Yeah. So there's actually times now, like if I do like ab wheels or certain things, if I'm really tired here, if I just get in a squatting heavy or something, I'm gonna feel this pull down just because it's so weak. It's weak here. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those surgeries that it's not as it's still invasive. Don't get me wrong, but the recovery time is way better.
Way better, and I can see why you could start where you could hurt yourself and get back to early. Cause I'm starting to feel real good. Like it's starting to feel real good. Like you can see the incision marks and everything.
Holy
on the
shit.
side right there.
They just glue those back?
Yeah, so it's the steri strips are on them. So the steri strips, so what they did was they went in with the robot.
Yeah.
So they went into the robot, 2 of those holes, the instruments in, and the other was the 3D telescope where they could see and everything.
Yeah.
And they went in through the side right there.
What do they do to your belly button, you said?
The belly button, they just pulled the belly button in. They just pulled my belly button in. Yeah, because I had an innie, I had like little, I like to call it a little baby black dick hanging out my stomach. Shit, I'm tired of this little baby penis hanging out my stomach, man. And that's where that one popped. That one popped, like it was getting crazy. And the hernia popped out the side of it, and I had to push it back in, and I had to wear a belt on top of it and everything like that. So I trained with that for my first, the April until recently when I just got it done. I've been dealing with it, but I've been had them for a while. Yeah.
Is this something that we're like predisposed to based on our body makeups, or does it have something to do with with lifting?
I believe like some people are, they just. Someone explained it to me once that you do have a predisposition. Some people can just tear it easy.
Yeah, because I used to cry as a baby, and they were like, "What's wrong with them?" And they seen if I was wet or pooped or anything, and I was just crying. And one of my balls were as big. One ball was like super big, so I had a hernia as a kid, and they did that.
Did they remove it?
Yeah, they removed the hernia, and then I had the umbilical hernia. Like I said, I was born with the umbilical hernia, but it wasn't a big deal until I was like 180 pounds to 270 some pounds, and it's like, oh shit, then the baby dick came out.
I was always like jealous as a chunky kid, you know, growing up. We go to the beach, you're at school trips, and all the skinny kids had like a little out in your belly button. We're just fat kids with the innies, like, come on. I always like to be lean.
What's wrong with the innies, man? The innies are where it's at.
The skinny kids always just,
get
it. But now it's different later. Crazy. What else can I ask you? Does the NFL players get that a lot? Like Matt Burke was always injured with hernias.
Yeah, I think it's something that
bent over all the time, blocking guys.
The thing about the impact you're doing and plus you're lifting, especially when you get that big, I think it's just this stuff can get weak.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how close you guys are, but they must lift all the goddamn time in the off season. I mean, heavy strength stuff now because it used to be. Now they have to be there in the off season, don't they?
I don't know how that
like NFL guys.
Well, because our buddy is a strength conditioning coach for the Chargers.
Yeah.
I know there's certain rules they have. They can only be there for so long. It's just kind of like college.
But now it's like
once they start being there, they get paid. They got to get training.
Well, that's why. There you go. They're not going to come up.
So that's why it's a way for them to cut back money and only pay them for their time to play.
That's why it's so different now because it used to be where they come in to get in shape, and now they show up looking like Hercules, and they're ready like.
I don't agree with it. Like, how would you not want your guys to train together? I don't get that.
Well, they train on the off season. They train with their own personal trainers. Then it's a certain deadline where boom, okay, now we all got to train together.
Well, it's funny how things are made, and obviously the bodies are just so genetic and different these days. They're so much better. But like you see some of these guys, you're like. Well, first, they could go on any, like, I'm way out. I should have asked you this time. We could maybe put it back in, but, like, you look, like, for us, you think they go on stage for the Olympia right then and there because they look so good. Like, the defensive end for them, like, not your brother, but the other one.
Hunter?
Yeah, Daniel Hunter. Just a freaking name. But then, when you look at someone's body or a judge, you can see all these discrepancies that we would never see.
Yeah, he's a big body, but he doesn't.
He doesn't have the
work.
He doesn't have the bulk you do.
He's just a big boy. He's just a tall, big boy. In order for him to get on stage, he has to be 280 pounds ripped to shreds. So he's not even 280 right now.
So he'd have to get to like 330 down.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's fucking that's crazy.
And what were I forgot? What were the weights to? You're at a middleweight or a super heavyweight when you're doing your Olympia now, or when you're going?
No, so now it's 212 class and it's open class. So I'm in an open class. So it's like you could weigh 190 pounds to 400 pounds in my class. So.
Now, do you think that's harder because there's no weight class?
No, not necessarily, because it's not all about who's the biggest. It's about who's the most complete. You know what I mean? Who has the better symmetry? Who has a better condition? This and that, and that. So it doesn't really matter if you weigh more, if you're bigger. You know what I mean? Because when I got my first pro win, I was the smallest guy out of the two, out of the second and third place, but I was the most complete. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
That makes sense because you just think about it like. If I were to do it, I would have to put on. I'd weigh more than you if we had the same symmetry.
Yeah.
Because I'm taller, right?
Yeah. It isn't like is the perfect whatever bodybuilding height like 5'9" or below, just because the symmetry the way it is. Like ours, Arnold or he is like
Arnold's like my height. He's like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
It all depends. I wouldn't say it's a perfect body height. It's just once you fill out your frame, and then it is what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Like that big German, the guy on Beer Fest. I mean, he was a big motherfucker. He's like 6'2". Gunter is Gunter? Yeah. He's a big dude, I guess. I think Jay Cutler's a little bit taller too, right?
No, Jay Cutler's he's short. He's about my height.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Well, he's not short. He's not short.
he's massive.
Yeah, just a stud though. Yeah. Well, guys, you had a chance to meet him, I saw, right?
Yeah, I met him a couple times. And just this last Olympia, I walked up to him and he was like, so I got offered to go to Kuwait. I got offered to go to Kuwait before this season, off season. I was in off season. They offered me to go to Kuwait, and then I went to Miami to train with my girlfriend. Miami because my girlfriend did bikini there, and I got to talk to Jay Cutler about going out to Kuwait, and he just gave me some good knowledge. You know, really? He gave me some real good knowledge that made me like, okay, I don't need to go to Kuwait. I don't need to do this. And when I walked up to him at the Olympia, he's like, bro. You're killing it. He was like, I like to think that I had something to do with that. I'm like, you did.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? One of the legends of the sport, one of the greatest ambassadors of the sport. Sit back and give me some knowledge. I took it all in, and I thought, I'm like, I'm not going to Kuwait. You know what I mean? I'm staying here.
That's awesome. Did you ever listen to any of the podcasts he's done before?
No, I'm not. I haven't really listened. I've been starting to get on a podcast, listen to this and that, but. When it comes to podcasts and books and stuff, I just hate all that. But now it's a lot of. But now it's like because a lot of people are reading and stuff. So when we're training as clients, they might explain it the way that it needs to be explained.
Sure.
But then I explain it the way I know how to do it. Like they do it the book way. I'm just like, this is how you do this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but now. I'm getting more into the podcast. I'm doing more of the books where I listen to the books.
Audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks, because I got to do it. You got to be knowledgeable, because sometimes I was basically trying to tell one of my clients how to do this, and I was telling her, then another dude told her, then this other guy just explained it to her, and she's like, oh, that's what Charles mean. I'm like, yeah, that's what I've been explaining to you for the longest, but he just explained it in a different way. You know what I mean? So I do it the dumbed down version. You know what I mean? I'm the meatball, like let's do it. All that
down, upside.
All that. No, I don't do that. No.
That's because you probably forgotten what some of these guys are videos on. So just explain in different ways.
Yeah.
But he had Jay Cutler did do a podcast with the Mark Smelly Bell Power Project or whatever, and it was really good. Just I don't think I've ever heard him that long for 2 hours talking about his whole journey. Yeah. And it was really cool to hear.
He's a good dude, man. Yeah. He takes the time out to talk to everybody, this and that. He's a good dude. I want to have his career after bodybuilding because he's still killing the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. He's still making money doing this. So.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times too, these bodybuilders or pro wrestlers, I think they're so hard on this for so long, for those 15, 20 years. Yeah. All of a sudden you see them 10 years later and they look nothing like they used to. Yeah. And he's very proactive about like saying, hey, I'm slowly coming down to where I want to be, but then next year I think I'm going to get back. So he's kind of like staying consistent with it, keeping it on video. It probably keeps him accountable. Which might be good in the long run.
Yeah, look at Dorian Yates. He's old. How old is he? He's pushing 60, but he's lean as shit. He looks good. Yeah, he doesn't need to have the bulk anymore, but he looks fucking good.